Hey everybody, this is Dr. Osborne, founder of Gluten-Free Society. Today I have a very special message. May is Celiac Awareness Month, and we're closing out the month here. And many of you struggling with celiac disease, you may have gone gluten-free, and you may still be struggling. I see it very, very frequently in my practice. People that have already gone on a traditional gluten-free diet continue to struggle, continue to have health challenges and autoimmune problems. And so I want to dedicate this video to those of you who are maybe diagnosed with celiac disease following that wheat, barley, rye free diet, and just kind of introduce possibly some new thoughts and ideas to you. Number one, if you're consuming the gluten-free products that are full of the oats, the corn, and the rice, you should understand that there is ample evidence and research that shows that corn gluten, there's a type of gluten in corn called zein, that can very much cause the same types of inflammatory reactions as the glutens found in wheat, barley, and rye. So if you're eating persistent corn-based products and still struggling, look into it. Number two, if you're eating persistently rice and rice-based products, you should understand that rice also contains a form of gluten, and some studies show that it causes enterocolitis. That's just a fancy way of saying inflammation of your colon. Now, there's some other research on rice that shows that it's highly contaminated with cadmium, arsenic, and lead. And there have been some studies showing that people that gravitate toward gluten-free, high rice containing products actually end up having struggles and trouble as a result of heavy metal issues. So that could also be something that you may be struggling with, again, if you've gone gluten-free and you're not really responding all that well. So corn and rice are two biggies. Now, another one is oats. There are at least a dozen studies now showing that the gluten found in oats is very, very similar to the gluten found in wheat, barley, and rye, and causes an inflammatory response in people despite cross-contamination. So one of the arguments is it's not all oats cause a gluten-like reaction. It's just the oats that are cross-contaminated with wheat, barley, and rye. And there's research that shows that it's not just the oats contaminated or cross-contaminated with wheat, barley, and rye. So if you're a regular oatmeal eater, again, you're following a celiac diet, but you're still consuming oatmeal because it's labeled gluten-free, you might want to reconsider. Now, for the fourth thing I want to share with you today, there's five things. The fourth thing is that many of these products contain the chemical fertilizer glyphosate. And glyphosate is now being linked and implicated into intestinal issues, intestinal problems. And so again, if you're struggling with celiac disease and consuming these non-organic grain-based products and getting exposure to massive quantities of Roundup or glyphosate, many of them are contaminated, then that may also be something that you're struggling with. And then finally, the last thing I want to share with you on this last day of May, Celiac Awareness Month, is that there's some very, very new and compelling research on a substance that is used in the processing of gluten-free food items and gluten-free food products. The substance is called microbial transglutaminase, MTG for short. Some people call it meat glue because it's used to piece hot dogs and other processed meats together, but it's also used in the gluten-free industry to produce processed gluten-free products. So what they do is they take grains and they subject them to this microbial enzyme reaction. And when that happens, the enzymatic reaction can change the proteins in those grains to look closer and closer to the damaging types of gluten. So again, this microbial transglutaminase treatment of products can actually lead to a celiac-like response or a celiac-like problem. So if you're struggling, look, if you're going down that gluten-free aisle, buying all these, gluten-free breads and cereals and pastas and other products that are being processed with microbial transglutaminase or meat glue, you may continue to struggle because, again, very, very new research is showing that these chemicals, that this enzyme can actually damage the food proteins and confuse your body so that your body, again, starts damaging its own intestines. So those 5 line items I just wanted to share with you. Many of you may be following the celiac diet and not getting better, and I'm hoping that this information might just change the course or the direction of your illness. Again, if you want to learn more about the gluten-free lifestyle, particularly the true gluten-free lifestyle, not the traditional celiac diet, but the true gluten-free lifestyle, you can do one of two things. One, you can come visit me and my foundation at glutenfreesociety.org. Number two, you can pick up your copy of my international best-selling book, No Grain, No Pain. You can pick that up at any major bookstore, but you can also pick it up on Amazon. Very, very easy to grab. And there is a lot of new evidence and research in the field of celiac disease and food triggers that continue to perpetuate this inflammatory autoimmune condition. I just want you to know about them because I care. I want you to get better. So again, come visit me at glutenfreesociety.org or go pick up your copy of No Grain, No Pain. I hope to see you in the next video. Make sure you comment below, subscribe, and have a great day. And have a great last day of May, which is Celiac Awareness Month.